Hello, Chris. I hope you're doing well. And do you mind introducing yourself and introducing DKT, what you do in your organization every day?
Thanks, Dr. Samo. Great to be here with you. Yeah, so DKT, we are a service provider, family planning and contraceptive delivery service provider. We work in about 100 countries all around the world, mostly lower middle income countries. And in a word, we make sure that products and services are widely available and affordable, that people can access them where and want they need them, and that we empower women and men to make decisions about accessing those products and giving them motivation to access them, improving the quality and the capacity of health providers to deliver those products and services.
Thank you for that, Chris. You're mentioning many important words there around quality, around access, around motivating individual users. Chris, you recently doubled your FP2030 commitment. Congratulations on doing that. You raised your investment, Chris, from 1 billion to 2 billion by 2030. That really is commendable. Why was it important for DKT to take this bold step, especially now?
Well, I think the bottom line is that we believe in FP 2030, and we wanted to support you and all the other commitment makers to achieve the goals that the difficult goals that we've set for ourselves over the coming 5 years. The business model, as I described it, is, we don't give away those products for free. We sell them, even though they are at a fairly low price, and those revenues come back to DKT, and we redeploy them. We reuse them to buy more commodities and to provide more training and to do more education. And what we found was that in the first 4 years of this decade, we had already almost reached the commitment that we had set for the full 10 years. And we thought, well, let's double down and let's try to do more with the resources that we have. So we felt it was both a signal of support to the belief that we have in what we are trying to do collectively at FP 2030, but also hopefully a little bit of a nudge, right? To try and get others to think about what they could be doing and how do we all pull together for these important goals.
Indeed, indeed, Chris. I like the fact that this renewed commitment actually comes at a time where international aid is actually shrinking. We are dealing with so many issues in the geopolitical space, and governments are facing increased budget pressures. As we have recently read from the AU report, that there is a debt pressure, especially amongst many African governments. Now, from your perspective, Chris, what do you see as the most urgent need in the reproductive health sector today?
Yeah, I mean, there are these challenges, right? And we can't suddenly snap our fingers and make money appear.
Mhm.
But I think there are some things that we can do in spite of that. For example, we can make sure that we continue to have a sense of urgency and determination and grit, and remain committed to making these things happen. Sometimes I feel that we can get a little bit bogged down in process. We can get a little bit bogged down in bureaucracy. We need that passion. We need that sense of urgency. That's something that everybody can bring to the table to solve
Mhm.
problems, to find solutions. So to me, that isn't actually an urgent need. It isn't any one thing. It isn't any one intervention. It's an approach. And
Mhm.
if we can all be a little bit more aggressive and passionate, the kind of passion that you bring when you speak about these issues, Dr. Samu, I think that would go pretty far to advancing some of the needs that we have.
Mhm. I like that. Chris, you mentioning the words that I really love: sense of urgency and being intentional. You said commitment, determination, and grit. And grit. I think I like that because you believe that these problems that we have are not insurmountable. They can be solved, right? They can be solved through radical collaboration, through doubling down, as DKT is actually doing now. We really thank you for your leadership there, Chris. On a personal note, the Made Possible campaign, so far that we started, we had a soft launch last year, if you recall. It highlights how access to family planning transforms not just communities, but individual lives. You have seen the transformative power of that access, and it's even more visible when family planning or contraception is not there. What's one thing in your own life that was made possible because you had access to family planning? And I would love to hear that story, Chris.
Yeah, well, so I'm the proud father of two boys, and so my wife and I made those choices together about how to plan how many kids we wanted, and the timing of those kids. We decided I was actually angling for maybe a girl, but very happy with my two boys. Um, and we've been able to give them opportunities. We've been able to spend time with them. We've been able to do things that have been a wonderful part of my, I love being a dad. So, and family planning is part of that. So I think that's something I bring home every day from the office, with great joy.
Fantastic. I really love that, Chris. It's about choice, right? It's about the decision. It's about maximizing the opportunity, even if opportunities that are available for your boys. What message would you give to other leaders, not just in the reproductive health space, but those who are maybe in the government circles, often gatekeepers to ensuring there is access to family planning? What piece of advice would you give them?
Trust women to do what is needed to make their lives better.
I like that. I really like that. Chris, I always speak about a point of avidity, a point where when you get family planning access to, you work every day to ensure there are CYPs. We work every day to ensure that MCPR increases. But when you get to that point where you don't turn back, that's where you start to see results, in your development circles, in women's economic power. But more importantly, countries are struggling right now with GDP growth. Yet many of them are leaving half of their populations behind. When women can actively participate in economies, finish their education, ensure you can actually even reduce the budgets on healthcare if you ensure there is access to reproductive health. Thank you for your leadership, Chris, and thank you for doubling down on this. We're looking forward to those other organizations that are going to commit, doubling down and accelerating progress for women worldwide. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.